Okay.
So fresh, so blessed, so clean, so right, so light, so beam, so gold, my soul, Elohim, so glow, my flow, so deep. Got a minute, my flow, I get up in it, my pen wicked like the crack epidemic. Your brain on drugs, that's what they recommend it. Don't fall into it, just walk and pivot. So peace, don't need police. Hands up, nigga, please don't reach. So fly, get high on the beach, on a rise in the sky where my soul wanna be. Back up in it, my rap attack, spin it, back to back with it, I flip the track, spin it. Somersault on the beat, windmilling. God gracious, forgive my sinning. So Mike, so nice, so life, so me, so you, so Christ. So big power fists in the air, if you care less, right, let's go to war tonight. So rebel from the slums of the ghetto, so alchemy turn earth into metal. Big with the gas, I smash on the pedal. Dark so fast with a passing echo. So far, I'm having a ball, so dancing on heaven's floor. Damn right, I'm nice on the mic. If you think otherwise, we might wanna talk. For real, I'm like teaching Bill. Let him eat a meal and they'll cease to kill. When my soul calls, I'm open arms. Inside the mind is where I chill. Cosmic soul, that's who we are. Cosmic soul, birth from the stars. Cosmic soul, music and art. Cosmic soul, return to the God. So sign, so fly, so kind, so sweet, so cake, so pie, so full, so true, so cool, so new. Old fools won't like, so let's strive against a King Cobra commander. You don't want smoke with the man in the mirror. So caliber, calico, rubber hammer, so dancer, so music, so enhancer. If you don't know like AI, I'm the answer. 76 upon to carry a mic like a handgun and one. I take that plus half of what they hand ya. So fanatic, stardust, so magic, so graphic. When I'm spitting, you can't imagine. So captain, so survivor out the ashes. Blacklist, but can't stop my actions. Moving forward is my only passion. Soul assassin, eat the beat like cabbage, cook them seeds like catfish. Kiss the beat of the avid. I'm the reason he jacking everything that I'm rapping. Hear the music and my soul gets to clapping. Round of applause, hip hop, I gotta have it. Class in session, it's the message of my madness. Self-initiation, a practical god, the magic. So rude, so Bobby, so panic. So true, these dudes can't stand it. The heart of my soul, surrounded by gold, my soul, quantum mechanics. So cosmic, peace, Muhammad, I self-Lord, a master, Islamic. We the prophets, not economics. So keep your money and stop the nonsense. Cosmic soul, that's who we are. Cosmic soul, birth from the stars. Cosmic soul, music and art. Cosmic soul, return to the God.
Hope y'all enjoying.
Starting an online business is an exciting journey filled with opportunities to create financial independence.
Okay.
Go back, hold on.
Life is calling me. The more blessings I receive, it seems the more help I need. I'm cursed with greed and agony. Empathy left my body. I'm numb to all faculties. An apple seed in a rotten husk can never grow a dream inside a dream. Motivation slipping, drowning in depression, lack of self-esteem. Call it a confession. God help me, please, but never catch me on my knees. I never beg. I'd rather bleed a warrior till the end. I call that my final battle scene. Sworded arms fill my soul, explode out this song. Look in my eyes, see the face of God in the stars. Back on earth until my casket smack the dirt. I attack the verse, just me and my dog passenger on this ride. Call me Captain Kirk and the bars are waiting for my afterbirth.
My mentality of I don't need to initiate. My mentality of I'm not praying to any of these deities. I'm not submitting to the will or the wisdom of any of these deities. When I die, and what it's telling me is my mind is already made up that I am equal and can have anything they have.
So lit up, forgotten amongst the ratchet I was popping. I gave in to my lower self when I knew he was rotten. They say the devil be plotting, but that's just your own thoughts telling you logic. See, the left side of your brain will keep you locked in the closet. You gotta explore intuition. Never let a dumb decision keep you in submission. Humans are born to make mistakes. That's the first lesson given. A hard one learned the true definition. Trauma bonding is what kept us going. It was never love unconditioned. She said it all when she took the dog and left a note in the kitchen that bygones be bygones. Fuck that, I want repentance. But on the other side of that coin, I probably could have prevented it, but I just let it happen, cause truly I wasn't that committed.
It's old. And if your mind ain't ready, you're asking for a round trip ticket in the same sphere that you just left. Oh, no tap, nigga. No tap.
We are live with Broken Sword, and right now we are playing some of his music off of his album Soul Alchemy. It is amazing underground hip hop album. We have another track coming for you right now. Sometimes they like to bring us messages, and we're not sharing the commercials, so stay tuned. We are not sharing their messages, so give me just a moment, and we'll have that for you right away. It's a really amazing album. I'm glad that we're getting the chance to share it with you guys. Let's see. Let's play Amethyst. 1 second.
We can't hear it, sis.
The soul alchemist, beatbox, ball, body, rock the party, grab a hottie. That's my nature to be naughty. Other people's panani, flashing lights, paparazzi, Armani shades. Crime pays, asking some Johnny Gucci, Gotti, Goonin, Versace. Hotter than wasabi, walking on burning sand. Goddamn, nobody can stop me. Back on my soul shit. The music so fit for my soul to grow. Explosive, take notice, take notes, but don't misquote my dopeness. I hope this lets you know I'm so focused. No comparison, I'm the shit with no promotion. Imagine if they paid attention. I'll be so lit, the soul factor. No rapper can hold him, that's me in third person. If you don't know, I showed them. Step up your skills, I rep the bill. Wisdom, power born, 259 until. Now you tuned in, I'ma keep it cruising, no confusion, no illusion, just love, light, and music, producing fire, soul fusion, refusing to lose these dudes, it's pollution. I'm the solution when it comes to this music, hip-hop, evolution, the message is always grooving, introducing something different, far from human, coming from a higher source, like I'm riding on a broomstick, Mr. Witch Doctor, showstopper, we the movement, every time I spit the word, bounce like acoustics, improvements, we only get better with every execution, coming in clear, like high-def resolution, so alchemy, that's what we be doing, transformation from the information, making every moment exclusive, one of a kind, a dead mind is useless, all held the honorable sword, salute him. Sunriper, Kundalini mountain climber. Outside the circles of time is where you find us. Crystal moon temple, Gnostic voodoo. I use mental jujitsu, cut through you do simple. Yasuke, Afro samurai, read the Necronomicon. Break the dead, reach from beyond, behind the veil. Unleash the hidden power of your subconscious inside yourself. Hard to tell the real from the AI generated. Trying into a black mirror, my soul I penetrated. Unlocking this mystery to the simulation. The alchemist cookbook, the Olmecs codex, pyramid text. Exploring the world, a lucid dream and extrasensory perception. I'm living when I'm speaking, seeing what I'm knowing. Y'all niggas is overthinking. Y'all will never get it, cause you can never accept what they ain't teaching. Spiritual analysis, they can't get past the Van Allen belt. The summer before winter solstice, night of the witch doctor, an astrological omen. Deep diving inside the cosmic ocean. I'm so ahead of time, the future can't take notice. Melatonin magic, I can will Zeus thunderbolt. On the 7th day, the great mother water broke. Birth of the nucleus inside the cell's atom. Hidden facts, you only attract what you can fathom. 7 faces of darkness, 7 souls, 7 castles, 7 mansions, world summoning spirits from the astro. Psionic isotopes on the magician's path. The gift of enlightenment, the power they never had. Inside the mind's eye, where the soul sleeps, wake up and find out mortal life is a debauchery.
All right, so this area you set up, this altar, is the instrumental area for the tools for the imagination. The imagination is connected to the altar. The altar is the engine to the vehicle of your celestial travels.
Daydreaming at nighttime, living on a lifeline. Any day could be your last, now is the right time. Get it how you get it if you feel the same. Likewise, great minds think alike. Music give me love vibes. Black soul through a black hole. I nosedive on the other side of reality. It's more time between space where my soul fly. No skies, triple darkness. I'm God inside my own mind. Master of my universe. Uniblab 720 megahertz. Seeing through the glass, let the spirit work. I could touch your soul with the flow like a minister. No ghost spells, my gospel literature, literally coming from a higher source, giving ya light coast, North Pole, raw like Bolivia. If you don't know, that's a 59 area. Aurora Borealis is a sight to see America.
There is a creative intention capacity in the melanin that only finds enlightened states. Out of this nigger or negrito blackening stage, and alchemy, which comes through the fullness of our soul's creative nature, finding effective expressions in the outer world. And the forming of your imagination synthesizes the logomorphics, which we define in our Nagapapi classes. That's how thoughts form. It's heavy stuff here. Might have to play it back 3 times.
Self-awareness through the breath, I flow fearless, unlimited lyrics. Amazing when you hear it. Uplift the mind, make the body wanna cheer it. Make the soul dance when the music hit the spirit. Feel the vibrations, earthquaking when I'm staring in the mirror. Couldn't see it no clearer. The picture more better off camera. X-ray, gamma, incredible vocals, slam y'all. Smoke the green monster, wielding Thor's hammer, master avenger, blast from the past, Black Panther, no propaganda, my handwritten hotter than Atlanta, shitting on these cats like babies in Pampers, night sailing across the river on a raven like Karen, carrying souls out the matrix, chasing dreams forever, running on the pavement, only God knows the hell we facing.
The soul is formless, so when you're interacting your soul, you don't have to follow a tradition if you're not initiated into their tradition. You can be the initiation of yourself, and you can create the new tradition or a new paradigm of magic in altar work that somebody has never known before. That's the soul's quality. Its potential is limitless.
Thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today, Broken Sword. We wanted to give our fans and everybody that's watching today, we wanted to give them a chance to go ahead and come on in here so they could get a chance to listen to all that. So we thank you for coming in here and being with us here today. I want to go ahead and get into the questions. As far as I want to know, where are you from?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Whereabouts in Connecticut?
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Okay. What's Bridgeport like?
I haven't been out there in a minute, but like back in the day, like growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was kind of like a borough in New York. They would say it was like they called it like a small Brooklyn, little Brooklyn.
Okay.
That's what they called it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So if you can imagine how New York was back in the day, we was like that, but just on a smaller scale. You know what I'm saying? Because Connecticut is so small. So it's just like a small borough in New York. That's what Bridgeport was compared to.
Like a sister city. I got you. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry.
No. I'm interviewing you. I want to know about, like I said, where you from, when you got to rapping, tell me about yourself.
Okay. Well, I started rhyming like around 9 years old. It was just basically freestyling. I didn't really get serious until I was about 13. My mom had moved me from Bridgeport up towards Hartford, Connecticut, to East Hartford. And I stayed in East Hartford for like a year and some change. Then I moved to Manchester. That was like a small little suburb town out there close to East Hartford and Hartford. And that's when I really got into the music because it was so different from me. I had a hard time adjusting moving from Bridgeport to out there because it was like, I'm from the hood and she moved me to the suburbs and it was just a major difference. So I had a hard time adjusting at first. So what I did was just focus my energy on the music at the time. When I got 13, 14, I started really just developing my writing skills and stuff like that. But I really didn't start till I joined this group called Ghetto Link. And when I joined them, that like forced me to start writing more because I used to just freestyle. I was just known for like coming off the head. But when I joined that group, Ghetto Link, that's when I started writing. So that's the beginning of everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. Tell me a little bit more about what you learned working with that group, because you know everything in music is always a learning experience. You said it forced you to write more, but like what were you doing? Were you just doing rap music? Were you doing hip hop with the group? Like tell me a little bit more
Yeah,
about that.
it was just a hip hop group. The guy Kasim, he was an older guy. And I had a friend named Face. He was his DJ, so I used to just come over a lot and visit Face. So I was freestyling one day and Kasim heard me. So he was like, yo, you want to get on a song? And I was like, sure. And that's kind of how that popped off. I learned a lot in that group because that was like back in the day when we was doing vinyl. So like
Mm,
the first time we put something out was on vinyl. It was on a record.
wow,
So that was an experience in itself, just putting out vinyl back in the day.
wow.
And we put out a single with that group, Ghetto Link, and we did a few shows, but a couple shows in Hartford, a couple shows in Bridgeport, and stuff like that. Throughout Connecticut, we did a couple shows, but I didn't really start jumping into the music, like really learning about that, because I was young. I was only like 14, 15 at the time, so I wasn't really focused on the music business part of it. It was just okay. I hear a dope beat, I want to rhyme. So that's how that started. A few years later, Kasim, he got arrested, and so the group had broke up, and I had wind up joining another group. And with that group, when I joined that, I started getting more heavy into the music side of things. Started venturing out more, doing more shows, actually going to like more professional studios and that nature.
Well, that's what's up. So and then how did that your first like recording experience? Now, how did that kind of go for you? Because you know everybody has a story. The first time I went to the studio, or was it like the big studio? Was it kind of like you know
Um,
the small studio? Well, tell me about that.
yeah, it was more of a smaller studio. It wasn't like big studio, but they
Mhm.
had the big, you know what I'm saying, the big board and everything in it, in the
Right.
booth. um, for me, it was exciting for first time me being actually in the studio like that, because I was doing things in the basement, recording in people's homes and stuff of that nature. So when I actually got into like a real studio, it was exciting for me. Um, yeah, I enjoyed that experience.
Yeah, okay. And then so with the second group, they started you started branching out, doing more music. They're taking you to the
Mhm.
studios. Were you guys then like making like tape like cassette tape mixes, or were you still doing vinyl? Like what were you doing at that time
Okay.
musically?
Yeah, at this time I'm a little older now. Probably about 17, 18. I had dropped out of high school actually to pursue my music career with this group. This group's called Citizens of Chaos. I mentioned them before in the past. Um, Peace out to my man Function. He was a part of that group. I learned a lot um, with dealing with him and his family in that group. Yeah, basically when I joined that group, um, we was doing a lot. He was the producer, my man Function. He did all the beats. So we did a lot of in-house pre-recording, and then we'll go to the studio to do the actual recording for the record that we put out. Yeah, we still was doing vinyl at the time. We did cassettes too, but we didn't really put nothing out like on a cassette that actually came out like that. It was more like mixtape, what they call mixtapes now.
Yes.
It was like
Yes.
that, but on a cassette tape back in the day.
Right. No, I made some of
Mhm.
those back. I started in fourth grade in the basement. So much
I,
like
I,
you, I did that. Yeah, I was like in New York, I was in Buffalo. So I know about the
okay, that's what's up.
stuff like that. Yeah. But I
Okay,
don't want to deviate too much from what we're talking about with you. Because we can get to that in a little bit. So
no
you're
problem.
so pretty much at this point you started out when you was a young teenager, then now you're a little bit older, 17, 18. You're still putting it out, you're with the new group. Now are you staying with the group after this, or do you end up moving on and doing your own solo thing, or like how did it really
Um,
go?
I stayed with the group for a minute till I was like my early 20s. You know what I'm saying? The group just I can't explain why the group broke apart. I guess it's just life type things. People started having kids and having families, so
Mhm.
more responsibilities came up on the table. So that's how that came apart. And then a couple of group members moved. So they moved out of state. They moved down south. So that kind of like broke it up too. So at that point, when the group thing kind of fell back, I started just concentrating on more of as a solo artist, and I started doing things with just local heads that I knew that made beats. I would just do it like go over there, a lot of basement studio type sound. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that at first. So I did a lot of that, and basically about maybe 5 years after that, after trying to do it as a solo artist, I kind of like burnt myself out, and I said I need to take a break. So I took a little small hiatus from the music just to get my life and get together, because my life was out of whack to put it lightly at that time. So yeah, so I took a little hiatus break on that, and then when I got back into music, I kind of like started working with my boy Noble. He was producing, and he had a lot of cats that he was making beats for, and he was doing a compilation album. So he asked me to jump on a compilation album. So that kind of like kick started me back into doing the music again, was doing that compilation with him.
Yeah, that's always great when you have people like good people in your life that'll kind of bring you in. I think as an artist, a lot of people have to take some kind of like family or personal break, because there's so much that you give away in your personal life to the music because you love the music and you want to do it. It's just like, oh, I love this. But then your personal life will take a hit. Or if your personal life's doing good, oftentimes your music takes a hit. It's kind of like one or the other.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that's what happened with me. Like I was saying to a lot of few people before, I focused so much on the music, like I wasn't focusing on life situations. I was just more focused on the music. And then when the music thing didn't work out, kind of like how I wanted it to work out, I had to deal with all the life situation things so I was like, oh shit. And that was hitting me from left and right. So I was dealing with that. And that time, and when I was dealing with that, that's when I kind of like jumped into like the spirituality stuff. I started learning more about knowledge itself, and that kind of helped me cope with the life situation stuff.
Absolutely. I see that you put a lot of the spirituality into the soul alchemy, just like a lot of the stuff that you're speaking on. I'm hearing like personal experiences. I heard about the life debauchery, because there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of gems that you drop in the album, and I hope some of the viewers have got to pick up on some of the songs that we played. Now, after you started going solo, so you came back doing solo, coming in, doing the collaborations. It's always a good way to kind of get back and you collab with somebody else. They know you, then they're like, oh, well, come on with us. You did the last show. What you doing over for this show? People start inviting you, want to start trying to book you, and that kind of thing probably started happening. Is that pretty much how it went?
Kind of sort of like I got locked in with my man Noble, because he was like the main producer, and he didn't charge me nothing at the time for beats. Like, just come through and you could record on at will. So at that time, I kind of like locked in with him, and he had an organization called Awkward Production, and we had like 5 other MCs that also did beats. And that was the thing about our group, was like it was about 5 of us, but we all did beats at the same time. So everybody that MC did their own beats. So that kind of made the clique kind of unique. So I stuck with them for a minute, and just did a lot of underground things, couple shows here and there, but it was like a lot of just underground mixtapes per se.
Yeah, get back out there doing the mix. That's a great way to get back out there, though, doing the mixes, because you're on there with other artists. So people weren't necessarily listening to you when they listen to somebody else and they hear you. They're like, oh, who is this? This broke his sword. Now we need to listen to him. He's on the radar. Like, they start hearing your name, seeing your face, and then you're a thing again,
Right. And locally, you know what I'm saying? I started to get my buzz started to happen again. But I moved to Colorado. That's when I really started like to deep dive into my solo career, so to speak, after I had made that transition out of Connecticut.
And what was that like, moving from Connecticut, like East Coast to Colorado, and then trying to do like your music career? Because that's kind of like a culture shock too.
Yeah, it was. It was needed for me. spiritually. Like I told people in the past, that moving out to Colorado was more of a spiritual thing. Going out there was like trying to find myself, so to speak. Well, I already found myself, but I needed time to get to know myself, so to speak. And coming out to Colorado gave me a chance to deep dive within myself. So that gave me, I had a lot of time on my hands, so I started getting really back into the music. And I hooked up with a few cats that was out here that was doing music, and that kind of kick-started me again, because I took a hiatus to just produce, because I jumped into the producer side. So I wanted to start making beats. So I did that for a little bit, and I stopped writing. And then when I hooked up with some cats in Colorado to get on a song, actually, and that kind of like kick-started me back writing. And that was about 3 years ago. No, about 3 or 4 years ago when I dropped my first solo track out in Colorado, album. And I've been doing like albums every 3 months ever since.
Oh, that's what's up. So that really got you jump started, because you had a whole new thing that you did. Instead of doing it like, you started getting into the beat production.
Mm-hmm.
You started getting into, like you said, putting out things consistently on the regular, so people knew what to expect out of you. They knew to expect the consistency. They knew that like, no matter what, look, 2 months came by, he got another joint dropping next month now. So be on the lookout. And then that helps your fans out too, because then it gives them like kind of like a time frame to let them know what to expect and when to look for you. They're like, hey, we don't know when Broken Swords going to drop that. No, he's dropping it every 3 months. Oh, right, word? Right. Yeah.
And I didn't even look at it like that. I was just doing music to do music, because I was so happy with just getting it out, because I had like so much built in, just trying to get it out. So when I was able to get it out, it was like a floodgate just opened up. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just caught a wave, and I just tried to say, okay, there was no sense to jump off this wave, just keep riding this wave. I've been riding this wave ever since. So another project coming out next month, so to speak. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. What's the name of your new project that's coming out?
It's going to be called Stepping Out My Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stepping Out My Shadow. I like it. It sounds like it's kind of still on that spiritual path.
Yeah, kind of. It's not as spiritual as my last, The Soul Alchemy. That one I kind of went heavy on the information. This one is more, it's kind of a little personal. That's why I say Stepping Out My Shadow, because I'm kind of reserved. I'm kind of like an introvert. I don't really put my business out there as far as music is concerned. So I kind of like give people a little inkling into my psyche and the way I think in my personal life a little bit. And this one, Stepping Out My Shadow, is just me just stepping out that reserved type of, you know what I'm saying, vibe, and just say, okay, all right, I'm here. I'm gonna put my face out on the cover. I'm here. You get to see me. This is, you know what I mean? So that's where I put that Stepping Out the Shadow, because I always been reserved. I never, even with like on social media, I don't really put my picture on social media and shit like that. So
I know.
That's why I put that.
I looked because I was gonna if you had one, I was gonna get it for the show. That's why I said I know. I did my research, and you didn't have. Like, when I looked, Broken Sword, you got the score picture, you got different pictures of the different albums, but definitely I understand that.
I like to get my music out there. If you follow me because you enjoy my music. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, people like to put a face to the music. So that's why I say, okay, now maybe I should put my face out there a little bit more. But I'm more reserved. If I didn't have to put my face out there, I wouldn't. I don't give a F. You know what I mean? I'm all about the music.
But it's the vulnerability, and you I don't know if you meant to set it up that way, but by you releasing Soul Alchemy, and releasing the spiritual part, and then coming back to what you say is your shadow part, and releasing the vulnerable part that you're not showing people. Now you really reeling us in, people that are listening to your music, your fans, you know what I mean, and bringing the culture in with it, because that's the important thing. A lot of people don't always do that. They do what's fun, they do this and that, they want fads, but see, authenticity, that's something that you have, you know, and that's you can't be bought or sold. It can't be created or destroyed. You are what you are. And when you put that out there, that's something that nobody can take from you. So that's a big thing. But it's a lot too, because you're bearing your soul, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't put it all out there, but I
Right.
am trying to put a little bit more out there.
Right.
And like I said, this one is just a good. I try to make good music now. Now I mean, just all around good music for people to enjoy, because life is a mother effer. I don't want to cuss on your platform, but you know, we go through it. So it's like sometimes people just looking for something to get their mind off of the BS that's going on in their life. So I try to put some good music out there, and maybe drop a couple Jews to help some people along the way.
We gotta shout out for herself. We gotta shout out Shelpa, man. He's watching through Discord. He's from Rochester, upstate New York. He just said he followed Broken Sword YouTube. He's a fire producer. Probably, I think y'all should link up, man. Sorry to interrupt, but
no, absolutely.
No doubt.
Shout out to Shelpa, man.
Shout out to Shelpa.
Peace.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about how your music career kind of evolved. Tell me about some of your influences in music. Who's influenced you?
Early days, a lot of like PE, Public Enemy, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, a lot of those in the 80s, early 90s was my influence. In the late 90s, I say a lot of like Wu-Tang, Nas, a lot of underground. I listen to a lot of underground hip hop where like I listen to MCs that you probably could never heard of before. You know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of influences from just a lot of people that's real lyrical. I listened to like real lyrical MCs back in the day. So that was like the foundation for me.
It definitely shows in your music, because you're definitely a lyrical artist. I love the underground hip hop. You can definitely hear the influences, in there with the styling. But again, you're authentic and you're yourself.
And you had to be like, you couldn't be sounding like somebody else back in the day. You got shame, you got shunned. It was you know how it was back in the day. There was no way you can come out sounding like somebody else. That's why it's so hard for me now adjusting to this new age hip hop, because I'm really not digging it, but I still enjoy making music and I don't want to stop making music. So it's like a hard balance for me, because sometimes I just want to say F it.
We definitely don't want you to do that. Now, I mean, lyrical hip hop is definitely a thing. It hasn't gone anywhere, but when I say it's making a comeback, it just means that it's more popular with people that listen to popular music. Whereas before, people like yourself and myself and like Supreme here, we do like the lyrical hip hop. We do like the underground hip hop, like Q-Tip, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's different artists. We like, what is that? I used to listen to Tribe Called Quest. You know what I mean? Talib Kweli, stuff like that. We're like, what's that? They don't know who it is. They're like, but if I'm talking to you, you're like Talib. You're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know all about that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it has a good fan base. I should say that. So that's what I kind of like tell myself, like, okay, I'm putting this music out there. I already know that a certain amount of people is going to tap into it. So I'm going to put this out there and let them tap into it.
Absolutely. Do you have any outside influences that maybe the people wouldn't expect? That we obviously you like the lyrical hip hop, maybe some boom bap stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sound like that. But do you have any other outside influences? Because a lot of times people are like, well, maybe there was this R&B or this jazz or this rock or something. You know what I mean? You never know. And some people stay true to the genre, and then some people have other outside influences too, and you just never know.
Yeah, I guess as I got in later. As I got older and started to mature, I started to listen to more jazz, more classical type music. And then when I got into the producer side of things, I started tapping into a lot of different genres of music. So that brought me into a lot of music, a lot of different type of music. So I really cater to like a lot of jazz, though, more slower music, a lot of soul, neo soul type of music like that. I love that type of music. And when I was younger, I really didn't listen to that. It was all more just hardcore, aggressive type of hip hop. But as I got older, I started listening. I even went back to where the Motown, the 70s music, where I grew up listening. My mom used to have a lot of Motown records, a lot of things of that nature. I even went back to that and started listening to a lot of that old music. And I was like, oh, okay, I see where I could feel the music is so much different now. You know what I'm saying? Where I couldn't feel it back in the day being young, but I understand it now. Like, wow, that music is definitely legendary.
Yeah, it's different when you live the music. When you come back and you hear about the words that they singing, and you're like, "Hey, I lived that. I went through this hard time. I went through that struggle. I had that heartbreak, that heartache, that relationship, whatever it is that was in that song." A lot of times, once you grow older, you mature because you've lived life. Life gets to life, and you've experienced that. So now you know. Oh, I know what they were talking about in that song. You know, and I do hear that, especially like I said in the Lyrical Alchemy album. I do hear some of the jazz influences. I do hear some of the neo soul and stuff like that. And that's why I was asking you that, because I hear it, but I'm wondering if that's something that was influenced, or that's just like, when you did the songs, sometimes you just make music and it happens like that.
Yeah, I think it's just a natural progression for me. It's like I didn't like necessarily hear a certain artist. I kind of like grew up listening to that. Like I said, my mom used to have all that old soulful R&B music, but as I got older and I just started to slow down, I was like I said, as a teenager, it was really, you know what I'm saying, hit fast, go, go, go. Everything was go, 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 go. So when I got older and started to slow down, the music I listened to slowed down too. And that kind of had a major influence in me too, along with also the knowledge itself. I mean, that putting me in a certain lane too. So it all comes together. But yeah, definitely I would say it was a natural progression. Just me getting older and going back to the more slower music, and it just, I resonated with it. My soul resonated with it more as an older person than as a younger person.
I think that's probably true for a lot of us. If you go back and look at stuff that we listened to, that it made us feel one way that back then, and some songs still take us back to that time and place and make us feel like that. But then you have other stuff you listen to, you be like, I used to love that song. Nah, I don't like it so much anymore. Or you have other songs, you be like, I didn't really understand what they were talking about. But now you're like, man, they were really putting it all out on the line and putting it out there, and you had no idea. Like, these people are maybe they're singing their hearts out, or maybe they just like telling you about the real, But there's a lot to learn in that. Now, with your new projects, we talked about that you're doing the projects every 3 months now, and that you have your new project coming out. Where do you see? So we know that you have the one that we just talked about that's coming out, and I see you actually dropped something 2 weeks ago. Was that like a mixtape or something? I saw some music or something.
That might have been like a side project. I just recently do 2 side projects with a couple artists. I did a side project called Butterfly Effect with my engineer, actually, the guy who do my engineer my beats. He also is an artist. He's the DJ too, out in Colorado. His name is Macado 719. So we did a little EP, little project. We came together and did that one. And I did another little side EP project with a friend of mine called Bishop Cow. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he has a little different flavor to him because he's out in Tulsa. So I like just coming together and doing things with different artists. So I did those recently. I don't know if those may be one that you're talking about.
That's probably what it's something that like in the last 2 weeks, and it wasn't like an album. So like you said, it was one of the side projects, and I didn't get to listen to it. I just saw it when I was getting everything set up for the show, so I didn't have like time to go back and look at it. But I'll go back and look at it after the show and take a look at that. What do you see for yourself? That's coming up like for this year or like future projects. Where do you see Broken Sword trying to take the music? You see that you're opening up a little bit. You know what I mean? A little bit of vulnerability, not too much. Like you said, natural progressions and evolving with the music. Where do you see yourself going?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put this out there. Like I like to say, all my projects that I do or my albums I do are more like concept pieces or concept albums. So like they're totally different from each other. So I always make each album I do is going to be totally different from the next album. So I always try to like, okay, I did this album. What's next for me? I want to like, so I did an album like that Soul Alchemy. That's dealing with a lot of information and a lot of soul music. I did a project prior to that called 90s Now. That was more of a like 90s music, bring you, it was a nostalgia type of album to bring you back for the 90s. So I just put that out there to let everybody know that every album that I do is like a concept album. Is going to be totally different from the next album. I already got 3 that's already lined up, already on the way coming.
Okay.
So I'm always just trying to push the boundary with me personally. I'm always trying to be creative and do new things creatively. So this album I have, Stepping Out My Shadow, the one following that is going to be called Legend of the Broken Sword. That's a more lyrical album. It's going to bring you back to more of a 90s feel again with the boom bap, a lot of boom bap beats, a lot of hard, aggressive beats, more lyrical album. And then I got an EP project that I'm coming out called Midsummer Day. And that project is an eclectic project. A lot of all I say is it's going to be very eclectic, very different than any other project that I have did in the past. So what I'm doing, what I see for the future is just me stepping out my box and trying to challenge myself creatively, like I always do musically, and also getting back into the producing side of things. I'm gonna try to get back into that more heavy.
That's definitely exciting. And you know that you have these projects, that you already got a couple projects lined up, and then you stepping back into the producer role. That's exciting as well, because I don't know if I've gotten to hear your things as a producer. Like as an artist, we hear that, but then that's just another side. Like you said, it's another layer, it's another flavor, it's another side. So we'd definitely be interested in hearing with that.
I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but if like people want to hear like the producer, I put out a couple beat tapes. I got one I put out called Le Cafe Soul, and that's like a jazzy type of jazzy hip hop type of beat tape. It's all jazzy feel, because that's what I like. I like jazz, so you can just listen to it and take your mind places. And then I put out another beat tape. It's like a lo-fi beat tape. So yeah, that you can check those out. Those are on Spotify. If people want to check out my beats on those.
Absolutely. Y'all go check out Broken Sword. He's got beats on Spotify. He's not just an artist, he's also a producer. So y'all definitely make sure that y'all tapping in and checking it out. He's working with some amazing people. And did I hear you say that you're working with McAdoo? Is that like McAdoo?
McAdoo. I don't know.
Oh, McAdoo. Okay.
Yeah, McAdoo. Yeah.
Okay.
McAdoo.
Okay. There's a McAdoo, because there's difference. You know, you have to change the letter when you go to register as an artist. It's so funny because you'll be like, I'm Heather Mariee. I was gonna do Heather Mariee with 1 E, and it was already taken. So I'm like, just throw another E on there. If that was taken, I was gonna throw 3 E's on there. Like whatever I had to do to get, you know what I'm saying, to get what I wanted for my name, right?
Plug my phone. Yeah. I come on the same thing with the Broken Sword thing. There's a rock group called Broken Sword, so I gotta tell everybody, when you look for me, look for my logo, because I'm just trying to. I had to plug my phone in. I'm sorry. I had to adjust.
Oh, you're fine.
All right. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I forgot where we left off.
Listen, okay. I wanna interject. You know, personally for me, man, I want to say that, you know, Broken Sword.
Yeah, brother. I'm trying to adjust.
You gotta excuse me. I'm eating. I shouldn't be on the live, but so I want to say personally, man, dude is probably the most lyrical, talented and unique MC like out there today, yo. And it's one of those things where like, yeah, man, it's the truth, God. It's one of them things where like people get overrated. And then a lot of people get underrated and don't get appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Like I can honestly say right now, besides Comrade or Woo people, I don't listen to a lot of people, but I listen to Broken Sword stuff because there's substance, but there's also that fun, and you know what I mean? And I really feel like everybody who hasn't checked him out, please go check him out. And I really feel like, this year is probably going to be a breakout year for him, because to me, he's like Big Pun, but also like Pete Rock, because Pete Rock raps and produces, right? But he's like, but and no disrespect to the soul brother in the Mecca, but Pete Rock ain't even nicer than me. So Broken Sword is like Pete Rock on steroids with the production and the rapping. So I just think it's just phenomenal, man. And thank you for coming on. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate it. I thank y'all for having me. Much appreciated. Thanks, big ups. And you are definitely one of the artists that I feel the same way, man. Your consistency and your work ethic is ridiculous. So I definitely salute that. Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, I want to talk a little bit about a song that we did, Broken Sword. Now I did a song with you, so I want to save the best for last, but I want to get into that. I want to get into the meat and potatoes before we get into all the flavorings and the sauce. Okay, so I did a song with you. Yes, called "Friend in the Rain." Mm-hmm. And it's actually on the song twice. It's a single, and it's on the song. So I really thank you for that. I really appreciate that. It's an amazing song. Tell me about your experience with the song. I want to get your take on it, because I know my take, but let's get your take on it.
First of all, I want to thank you very much for that that song, for blessing me with that. And I want to thank Supreme for hooking that up. When I heard the beat, I was like, I need somebody that can sing, that can blow on this. So I was like, I reached out, and Supreme said, yeah, I think I know somebody. I was like, because I wasn't sure what you was gonna do to it. So I was like, okay. But then when I heard it, I was like, oh shit, this is perfect. It fit me, because I'm kind of a loner, and I'm always like feeling that I got nobody really to depend on. So that song fit me like a mother. It fit me perfect. And you did your job on it. It was bang up excellent. I loved it. I appreciate you so much for that.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you I'm gonna tell you my end of it. So even though we're interviewing you, I'm gonna tell you my little end on it, so then you'll have your back support. So when I wrote my part to "Friend in the Rain," I was really going through some hard times personally. And when you get to the struggle and you're looking around, you're like, who can I really call? And there really wasn't no way to call, so you just struggling and crying and sniveling to yourself, like you cry, and it's the ugly cry. You're the artist. If you're in there, you're gonna go through the moments. So and then he's like, do the song. I'm like, you know what? So I'm sitting there writing. You need someone to be there for you in your time of need. But when the time comes, no one will support your needs. They say they ride for you, but just sit back and watch you bleed. I'm riding for my people. I block all them NPCs, because that's what I was dealing with. So I was like, you know what? And then I'm like, who's gonna be there when you need a friend? I'm sitting there crying to yourself, like, who's gonna be there? Like, who's there? Because you can call people, but certain stuff you like, I can't really. I can call you for all these other things. Not for that. I can't call you and tell you that.
Right.
So. That's why, and then at the end, I want to get back to talking on the records, because I speak it. Will you be there in the rain? Will you share my pain? Because people will be there to help you, but if they got to touch that pain, they running the opposite direction. They're not staying for it. It takes a real one to want to be there with you, and then that's how you know that's your real peoples.
Right, true indeed. I love that song, for real, and I got super positive feedback. I'm getting super positive feedback. Getting a lot of runs on it on Spotify. I don't know where else on it, but the numbers is running up on it. So people are loving that song, and I definitely appreciate you for that.
It's at 900. It's at 9,966. About to crack 10,000.
That's what's
so
up.
It's on the ups, and I've submitted. I know we on the song together, but I'm trying to push that song to get to sync, because I really believe that movie and TV is where that song belongs.
For sure.
He's like, whoa, yeah, no, I'm not playing with it. I am not playing with it. So we did have a look back with it, and we did have a phone call. I don't know what's gonna happen if anything happens. We did have a call back about it. They're like, yo, we're considering it.
Okay.
So we'll see if something happens or not. But and then
please don't say where yet. We have non-disclosure. I can
That's it.
No doubt. That song is
Sword. If you look at the private chat, I can tell you where it was submitted. I'm going to type that for you now. Only you can see it though.
All right. Yep. For sure.
It's big.
Oh,
It's major.
okay.
Whoa. I'm really rocking with you. You know what I mean? And so with the he left. Oh, I didn't mean to make him drop out. I'm sure that he'll be right back.
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Yeah, no, it happens sometimes. He probably got excited and then hit the button by accident. He probably got excited and hit that by accident. Look, it happens. We will definitely get Broken Sword. Just a few moments to get back in. Here he goes right here. Let me add you. Hey, we know you got excited and probably hit that button by accident.
Yeah, I'm not tech savvy at all. Like, I'm mad intelligent, but I ain't tech savvy. So it's like
it happens
the wrong button.
Absolutely. So
but yeah, that's big. That's big.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's what we're doing with that. And then we have another song that we're working on called 12 Notes. And that song is gonna be fire as well, because so that's something. That's the second one that we got coming in. And when you hear the hook for that one, you'll be just as pleased with as Friend in the Rain, if not more pleased, is what I will say. If you like Friend in the Rain, you will love the new one.
Definitely.
The same vein. So we work very well together. And you know,
and Supreme's supposed to hop on that too. You gonna hop on that, right, Supreme?
Yes, he is.
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Yes, he is. He's
doing my verse tomorrow.
Yep. So that will be a thing coming soon to a listening station near you. All of the platforms near you will be coming soon. So and I would just like to say that if there's any other music you like to make, I really do enjoy making music with you, Broken Sword, and especially with like the hip hop and the jazz tip. I am all on that. Honestly, I like to do like a whole album. When we do it like that and do the hooks, might be a thing. You never know.
We will have to talk.
We need to talk about it.
I got some ideas. I definitely have some ideas. So we might have to do a little Heather Sword EP or a little compilation, something, a little something.
I think so, because the people want to hear the song performed live, and people are also asking me about the music video. Is what I will tell you. I've been asked a bunch about that. So
that'll be dope. I'm down with it. I'm down with it all. So yeah, I'm definitely open, and I'm definitely with that project. So we'll brainstorm on it.
Absolutely, we can definitely talk about that. Like have a little get together meeting in here afterwards. We can definitely talk about that. But since we did talk about Friend in the Rain, I do want to go ahead and pull that up and play that for the audience to hear what we're here. So give me just a second, and I'll get this pulled up. Okay.
Sure.
Let me look and see where. Scroll down the list. All right, I'm gonna cue it up, and then we'll have it ready. Take me about like 2 seconds. We're finna play it right now.
No problem. Grab my water.
Yeah.
You need someone to be there for you in your time of need. But when the time comes, no one will support your needs. They say they'll ride for you, but then sit back and watch you bleed. I ride it for my people. I block all those NPCs. Be there in the rain where you need a hand. Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain when you need a friend?
Silhouette in the rain, shadow dancing through the pain. Another day in the jungle, I keep it humble and brains. Never know when your time's up, and you out the game. Looking at life pass you by like a stranger on the train. It's funny, it was all good just a day ago. Now you stuck all alone with nowhere to go. No pity on your soul, just a city on your toes. Better walk light before them dark nights take its toll. It's empty out here, love ain't really your man or your bitch. It's just a case of a temporary affair. I can smell it in the air, seen it in my mother's tears. She knew God was on my side, but the devil's in the mirror.
Be there in the rain where you need a hand. Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend?
Isolated and desolate, disrespected and better word against a friend in the rain. I couldn't find that like a hot chick that's celibate. Beautiful pelican, can't fly a lick, but you shake it like it's gelatin. Lord, let us in, it's hell outside. And every show gotta pay for their sin. It's a gamble just to try, and if you don't, you can't win. What's the odds in that? A lot of tax with no depends. I got a lot of raps, but they ain't cashing in. I got a core fact. These cats ain't making sense on my soul journey through the music. I keep it sturdy, all alone in the rain. Beg no friends, homie.
Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Who'll be there in the rain where you need a hand? Who's there to share your pain where you need a friend? Yeah, yeah. You need someone to be there for you in your time of need. But when the time comes, no one will support your needs. They say they'll ride for you, but then sit back and watch you bleed. I ride it for my people, I block all those NPCs. Who'll be there when you need a friend? Who'll be there when you need a friend? Will you be there in the rain? Will you share my pain?
And that was Friend in the Rain. Like you said, I've got nothing but positive feedback. I really think this song's gonna go a long way, to be honest with you. I feel like you said everybody has that moment where they need somebody and there's nobody there for them, and they know what that pain feels like. And I feel like that's something that's really relatable. And even with mental health too, there's like that's a big thing too, because a lot of people have problems and they don't have that friend in the rain, and you know what I mean. So it's just dumb, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's really a resonant. Like I said, that
For
song
sure,
really
for sure.
resonates with a lot of people. So I see great things for you, Broken
Yeah,
Sword. You're an amazing artist. I love the
Same,
lyrical. I love it. So we can't wait to hear more from you. And when you put your new project out, we would love to have you back on the show. We can play some of your new album when it comes back out. So in 3 months, so hit us back up. We hit you back up, and you come back on the show, and we'll show some of your new album. Make sure that people are listening to those.
For sure. For sure.
Word,
You be on it. You be on it. So for sure. When like I said, I'll be going to start wrapping everything up for that project at the end of this month. So when that's completed, I'm gonna send that to you, let you hear how everything came out. And yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, we really, really appreciate that. I'm trying to see if you want to play more songs or anything. Go ahead.
Everybody that's out there, man, make sure y'all follow Broken Swords. YouTube. That's pretty much the main place to see him. You know, the thing is, and I just want to say thank you because Broken Sword has never charged me for a beat or a verse. And actually, he let me be on his album before I even. Yeah, he's one of the first guys when I got out that let me be on something.
Wow.
And didn't even ask for anything. So you know, we respect and I just believe in karma. And I think the reason why all of a sudden his numbers are shooting up is because he does right by people and he's a good person. So and it shows in the fact that people are really starting to resonate and really mess with his music. So I'm grateful to know him. And I know him, just so you know, Heather, through Noble Ruffin, aka Suge Noble, who I used to live with, the producer out of Manchester. A lot of MCs come out of Manchester, producers for some reason in Connecticut. So I'm just grateful that thank you for coming on the show, and I'm glad that you helped me with things, man. So that's all I wanted to say.
Salute, brother. Always, man. I appreciate you. Definitely, man. Getting in contact with you boosted me. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. I have you put me in contact with a lot of good people, a lot of good artists, and I appreciate that. So for sure, and there's a lot more to come, and it's only on and popping from here, brother.
Word. If you want, Heather, if you want, sis, you should play Quantum Mechanics, his song with Wu-Tang Killer B, Beretta 9, aka Kinetic. You know.
All right, let me look it up. Hold on 1 second.
Quantum Mechanics is a hit.
Hold on, let me pull it up right now.
You know, salute, shout out my man Money Merrick, man. Money Merrick is part of Comrade Camp since like 2017. He's out in Idaho actually, but he's from Chicago / Atlanta. He's in the live. Shout out
and
to
I
Money
might be
Man
coming
Merrick.
to Connecticut soon. I'm supposed to come back in August to visit. So when I come down there, I'm definitely going to check y'all out. Where you at, Heather? Matter of fact.
So look, I'm out here. So look, I'm in a great location. I'm in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana, where everything's been brought up here for the movies. But 50 Cent invested out here. We have people are coming out here. They doing the boots on the ground stuff. They doing everything out here. And I have a whole concept. I will tell you about my concept off the air about doing a lyrical hip hop place, because I have a whole idea of like a spot just for hip hop. Everything that's hip, all that's hip hop. And I want people to come through there. So I'll tell you about that. Because that's something I'm working on secure right now. I'm working on securing the venue to try to make those things happen, to have it where lyrical hip hop artists are touring in a specific venues and coming through and getting love and respect and everything that they deserve. Because you have popular music, popular artists, and I'm not saying it's pop music, but popular artists, hip hop, R&B, rap, whatever, and they're gonna get that. But when you have the subgenres, or you have it's not, you don't get the same. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So we want to change that. We want people to get the same love, the same reviews, the same opportunities that you're getting if you're doing popular music. You don't want to conform to popular. You want to do what's authentic and do what's in your soul.
Right. For sure. That's dope. For real.
We're gonna play that. So I have this track right here. I believe it's the top track. And I'm going to ask you before I actually play it. 1 second when I pull this up. It's Quantum Mecantis with Broken Sword. And it is featuring Kinetic 9. And it's the one that's 2 minutes and 42 seconds, I believe. I think it's this one right here.
That's it.
Yeah. Kinetic. Brain, what up? Broken Sword. Check. Yo.
Step into the realm where syllables conspire. The architect of these metaphors like a poet on fire. A bit of crystal wisdom dropping gems like art. Mining diamonds from the dungeons at night in the spark. Ink flows like rivers, my pens are water on the thought. Each phrase is a sculpture, a trick of lace in the rock. In the labyrinth of the language I navigate through the maze. Meticulous and crafting, each sentence ablaze. Cacophony of echoes reverberate in the mind. The alchemist of the rhythm transmuting words we find. Transcending the pedestrian, I elevate the game. Punchlines sublime, so light breaking the mundane. I'm a linguist with finesse, unraveling the unknown. Dapper in demeanor, get that raw to the bone. Philosophical verses, the rhythm in the lines. The architect of the verse constructed divine design.
I ain't against rap. I'm for good rap, like the brothers in Wu-Tang Clan. They like to try to put out some sciences. They don't mean they take away their raw edge, but they put science out there for you.
Knowledge is essential, mechanical, quantum potential, off the Richter scale, CT confidential, it's official, kinetic and sword, extraordinary mentals, make weapons of mass destruction look like ordinary pistols, nickel-plated pencil, pop a pussy, bite the pickle, peace to the gods, if it's war, launch a missile, nothing's never simple except when I'm on instrumentals, 30 years amongst the dead, I got issues, cosmic meditation, I vibrate at a high velocity, sonically circle the multiverse, recalibrating, oscillating anomalies, the father of philosophy thought, I embody heat, writing scrolls that untrap souls, we want free, and we ain't stopping past go. I'm back at it with a flow that's craftmatic, leave them like crack addicts after I get a stab at it.
The entertainment levels have crashed, have gone through the basement now. Serious rappers, the ones who have the staccato and the iambic pentameter and the attack on the words to emphasize words. Those brothers who speak their science, and the only true rapper that actually evolved out of all the other rappers, essentially, who just keeps it on a minimum level himself, is and I like him too.
Broken Sword.
Kinetic 9, Broken Sword, Suprema Law, peace, Conrad Camp salute. 1.
You know what it is, sis? He got so many quotables, yo.
He definitely got that for real though. Definitely.
Appreciate
like
it.
Real quick. That's why I said it reminds me of pun, and that's a good, it's a compliment. He has so many quotables, like it's like he doesn't really waste words, whereas a lot of people have a lot of filler and stuff, and his stuff is like all very hard hitting. Pause. You know what I mean?
Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That was a dope track. I think I heard the beat. I don't know if I had heard the full thing. There's a lot of I listen to a lot of music. I'm like, if you send like that's the thing about me. If you send me that music, I'm gonna press play. I want to hear what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Then if I get then if I'm doing it, then we can get into it. Then if I get into it, oh man, if we get into it, then you hear. But then sometimes I do the producer thing, like you listen to it, and then it's not like not your music, but there's other music you listen to, like new artists. And then sometimes you can get in with them, and then sometimes you want to get in with them, and then it doesn't quite drop, and you want to like reach out and be like, "Yo, I got some help for you. You need to do this, and this." You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then you'll be in there. You know what I'm saying? Try a little bit of this over there, or do a little of that. Pull this back. You don't need all that flashy flash. We need the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? They want to do all the flash. The flash look good, but what are you talking about? What are we talking about here?
Right.
No,
nah, this is the
right.
This is the rare MC that like. And I'm not, because you know how I am, sis. I'm honest and straightforward. But Sword is the rare MC that every single song is good. Whereas, like, I can't even say that about.
I tried, man. I wouldn't say that.
Yours kind of like the Supreme. Almost every single one is. I'm not gonna say every single one's a bomb, but almost every single one that you have is like real, like truly like a good song. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, on Broken Swords album, we just let the whole thing, we do it like 90s style. I let it play. And then if it looped around, sometimes we had to let it replay because I'm like, wait a second, did the album loop already? I'm like, no, it looped already. Like, no.
That's
we listen to it though. We listen to it like I'm telling you. And then I've checked out some of your other music as well.
Listen, listen, Dennis would probably be mad about this, but it's the truth. And I don't care what Dennis is Ghost, by the way. Ghostface. So there's Ghostface albums I hate, and I know the man. And there's Ghostface albums I hate. There's not one Sword song that I've ever heard, yo. That's real talk. And I don't care. Dennis can get mad. We can fight. It don't matter.
Appreciate it though. That's what's up, man. But yeah, man.
Definitely was a good show. It was definitely a pleasure having you on here. We appreciate you. The music is great. Like I said, lyrical hip hop, it's a thing. You can quote me on there. You can hashtag it. Lyrical hip hop, it's a thing. I put it on Facebook. I hashtag it. If you want to use it, anybody that wants to use it, go by all means, please do it. And let's get that out there. Lyrical hip hop, it's a thing. It's a thing. Enough said. You know what I'm saying? We got
Prince said it. Bars is coming back. Bars is coming back. So definitely.
Bars is definitely coming
back. Yeah, I think people are starting to want the more authentic hip hop, more content, more substance in their music. I think I'm starting to feel that people are definitely enjoying that. So
they want content and they want stuff that's not like the whole record have to be skipped. We can't listen to any of that. We don't have no problems with that. I listen to Broken Sword in the car with the kids, and the kids like it. If that says something.
That's what I try to do, like put music out there for the older people, the younger people. And put positive music out there. That's my main thing right now. Is just put positive music out there because that's what we need right now. There's a lot of BS in the world. I mean, I'm gonna put out some ratchet stuff too, but it is what it is. My main goal is to bring a balance. You know what I'm saying? With my music, to bring a balance.
Absolutely. Look, there it is. Lyrical hip hop. It's a thing. Lyrical hip hop is a thing.
And a no peace. For sure.
Yeah, for real. Oh, there's one thing we have to do before we can get up out of here, though. I will have to tell you that. Now you're new to this, so you'll know. So before we ever leave out my show, we always do a spotlight on sickle cell, and then I put my little hashtag out, and that's show up and show out for sickle cell. I do all alliteration where all the first ones are caps on there. So I have 3 kids with sickle cell. Today is Juneteenth, so we know what that is. But also it's World Sickle Cell Day. So for sickle cell awareness for all my sickle cell soldiers, my warriors, my family members that are out there fighting a good fight and go through the struggle, living life in pain, and just trying to make it through. This goes out to you. We will definitely be doing something special in September. I don't know what yet, but we got many good things planned. And I have a sickle cell mixtape that I'm doing, so I'm looking for people to submit to that. We'll be putting that out. So that's the thing, show off the sickle cell. Thank you so much for coming on here today, Broken Sword. I like everything was great. It was nice to song that you guys did with Supreme. And
Sure.
that we have a guest. Come say hello. We have a guest.
Hello.
Somebody want to come say hi to Broken Sword? The little man had to come say hi. Look, they said they like the Broken Sword. They had to come say hi. But we had a great time on the Heather Marie show. We thank you so much for coming out, and we can't wait to have you on here again. Thank you so much, and that's pretty much it. We peace and go ahead and take it out.
For sure. Thanks for having me again, Heather. Again,
Absolutely.
Thanks for finally seeing you, meeting you, and looking forward to working with you in the future. Definitely.
You're muted, sis.
Thank you, everybody, and this has been the Heather Marie Show.
Peace.